So underneath are the tones of the pigments that are under those levels. Okay, super important to know. So if somebody says, hey, I have black hair, I want to be blonde, what color are they going to run into? Red, orange, yellow. It's really hard. And this is the other most important thing to tell them. You're going from black all the way up here if you want to be blonde. The only problem is if you have a thick cuticle of hair, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of lightener with power, with 40 volume, and you could destroy some of the cuticle of that hair. So it's important to really find out first, like do a lucky 5 or a fast 5, like highlights first. Like make sure if they have black hair, they don't have box dye in it, because this is the other thing. If somebody says that they have box dye, you need to really take into consideration to say, listen, I could get you to possibly a light brown that's going to have a little bit of warmth in it. You know why? Because if box dye is in hair, so it's like this. When you have a cuticle that's open, when you put 20 and 30 volume in hair, it busts open the cuticle of the hair for the dye molecule to go into it. Now what happens is when you have box dye, it has a stronger pigment in there. So that pigment goes in so deep, but it's so hard to get out. So now you have your own hair that has its own amount of cuticle in it. Now you open that cuticle, then you put box dye and you filled it with black. Now you got to get all of those layers out first, which it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. Like I remember a young girl that she so wanted blonde in her hair and she wanted to about this color. And I said, even though she knew I was a really expert colorist, and she had one of my other girls try to do it for her, and she told her no, but she thought, well, she gave her caramel color, like a little bit darker, but she's like, I want it really blonde, I want it really light. And then she came to me thinking that I could do something more. And I said, listen, she's an expert colorist. She knew exactly what she was doing. Maybe she didn't explain it to you good enough, but just because I'm an expert colorist doesn't mean that I'm gonna get you to that color. Because your hair has so much cuticle in it, you put black box dye in it. You destroyed that hair by putting that black box dye. You gotta wait until it all grows out, then let's highlight your hair. And then she did. And guess what? It came out outstanding. But sometimes you have to say no to clients and customers, but you have to be educated enough, because knowledge is power. You need the power and the wisdom and knowledge to understand hair color. And that's why me teaching you this today will make you an expert colorist. Watch it over and over and over again until it really sinks in. I want you to get construction paper. I want you to go out and get watercolors or acrylic colors and actually put them in a little thing and start painting on different color construction paper to see if you put a red on light brown, it's going to be pretty dominant red. Do you understand? But if you put red on orange, what color are you going to get? You're going to mix that. You're going to get a copper red, right? It's going to be much brighter. So that's why it's so important. And the other thing is I want you to remember is this. These are fall colors. These are your warm colors. Yellow, orange, and red are warm. Anything within these colors are all warm. So think of the fall trees. Right now it's fall, so it's beautiful that when they're changing colors. All the warm colors are going to be these colors. Now all the cool colors are going to stem from these colors. These are cool. All right, so if you look at my skin tone, I always look better with warm. Somehow, well, right now I'm tan, so it's at the end of the summer, so I actually look okay in cool colors. But in the winter, I do not look good in cool colors. I'm tan right now, so it makes a difference. So everything also, you want to, it's always variable, you know, but most of the time I look really good in warm colors. Like beiges, you know, I mean, I don't really wear red too much, but it would look nice on my skin tone and my hair color. You know, orange, I don't know about orange, but I could wear some yellow, but really I like this color. Now listen, this is cool. This color is cool, and this color is more warm. Okay, now you can match it to my skin tone. This one looks much better, brings out better color in me. This one is makes me sometimes more pale. But right now, because I'm tan, you can't exactly see, but in the winter I will do it and you will see it. If I wear a white shirt, you're like, take it off, you look all white, because I got blonde hair, white face, and a white shirt. No, but if I have vanilla on or a slight little bit of a beige in there, it looks really pretty. My favorite color on me is this. I love having a beautiful beige color on me. It's one of my favorite things. It just goes really good with my skin tone, really good with my hair. And even if I outlined it with white and beige, beautiful. That's definitely one of my favorite things. So, all right, we'll get back to color. So construction paper. Now, the other thing is you have to take in consideration the gray hair. So if you have 25%, 50%, or 75%, I got a lot of gray there now. You usually always have to use an N or an NI. An NI in this color line will be a double pigment. That means that you have extra pigment and like less ammonia and less other stuff. It's deeper, but it covers gray. So that's important to know. So I'll just show you on this because I really love this book a lot. Because look at, these are the neutrals right here, but look, it shows you how much blue is in that. Wow, right? Blue is the dominant color. I wish all color lines did this, it'd be so easy. But you see, those three primary colors, blueberries, blueberries, strawberries, and bananas, are in every single one of these. It just shows you different amounts. And this is the NI. Yeah, this is the double pigment. This one's a little stronger. So I want you to see, okay, how much blue, how much red, how much yellow, and then look at the regular one. How much blue, how much red, how much yellow. Now look at, this one starts at a 4. This one is a 1. But that's why the 1 has so much blue, because it's the dominant color. And you'll get the blackest with that amount of blue. Okay, number 2 has a little less blue, and then you get some of the red and the yellow. Now number 3 has a little bit less, and then you keep going up, and then it will do a little less blue, a little less. Now watch when we get up here, it's going to be even less. Okay, so here you go. Now at 8, it's all equal parts. The 3 of them together is at a level 8. And then 9 has way more yellow. You see where it shifted? There you go. And then watch 10. See all the yellow in 10? Has more, just a little, some red and a little tiny bit of blue. And that's your neutrals. And then the NI is your double pigments. And this is what's important. Listen, this is just one color line. This is a great one. I love this color line. I love the color wheel. It's called Colorly, okay? By Italy. So this is also really awesome because a color wheel teaches you, if you have orange highlights, okay, if you look at the orange, you're going to go to the opposite, and then you're going to have to use something that has a blue in it, okay, if you want neutral. If you're trying to tone that orange, because the highlights came out too orange, you got to use something with a blue tone. Now I want to show you, this is what I do for my girls at work. I always put the tones on a piece of paper so they know what's in it. Okay, so their neutral has the exact amounts of blue, red, and yellow, right? And then the blue ash has just the blue. The iris has the purple and blue. So this is the thing. If you're really trying to kick orange out, you want to go to something that has a 1 in it. So let's just say you have numbers for a color line. Now, this is for any and every color line. You just have to make sure you check the numbers that they meet what these ones are for this color. This is Mask from Davines, and this is a new color from Davines as well that I had also written out, just so that you could see if you needed something with a green tone. Now listen, how would you know if you wanted something that was green and you wanted to counteract that? You'd be using something with a red tone to counteract that green to make neutral. The goal is to always take a tone that was too much of something and make it a beautiful neutral. So that's why it's so important to have a great foundation for your color wheel and for color, so that you become an expert color. This is going to be the foundation of you becoming an expert colorist. All right, so now I want to just show you. Now, if this is gold, if I have let's just say the highlights went too light and they were too white, I would need to add gold back in those highlights, right, to give it some warmth back in that color. And that's what we had to do, actually, because I have extensions and they were too white. Now my hair up here is all from just my color and highlighting it. So we needed to take the extensions. These are new. These are a tape-in weft. Okay, first time that they've ever made it. So my daughter wanted to try it on me, and I wanted to let her, because her and one of my other girls, Sarah, went to the class and they loved it, and I love the extensions. I love my hair. I cut them, and we're gonna have a whole video on that. If you want to watch that, you're absolutely welcome. It's gonna be Coach Kimmy, and it's gonna be weft tape-ins, and we did it all the way through of how she did it, how I cut it, because cutting it was the hardest because I have so many layers on the top of my hair. But I just did piece by piece by piece by piece by piece, and they were longer. They were probably about down to there. Yeah, so it was fun. All right, so but what we had to do was we had to put gold back in it. So we did a neutral level, and always remember this too. If I am a level 9, which would be like here, and you want to think of the construction paper now, right? I'm a level 9. Whatever tone that we use on my hair has to be at a level 9. So the first number should be 9, whether it's a stroke, a dash, or whatever. It doesn't matter. A number, but it has to be 9 first, will be your level. Okay, so it would be 9, let's say 03. The 0 is always neutral, and the 3 would be something that had gold in it. Okay, let's say it was 1004. 10 would be your level, 10, and then 0 would be your neutral, and 4 would be copper in there, right? So if I wanted like a blush color, a soft pink blush, I could use a 1004. Okay, so I want to just get you understanding how do we figure out colors or tones when you're toning highlights. So let's say that we did a level 8, okay, and then you had to put a toner on it, and they were too red. Okay, it was too red. So we're gonna look at the color wheel. It was too red. We need something with a green in there to neutralize that red. We want to get rid of that red. So you need something with green. Now you're going to look at your color chart, okay, and you're going to look at the blue-green, the blue ash right here with some green in there. Oh, actually the green is at the 8. I'm sorry, that one is blue. So the blue would counteract, and it's good to memorize this, right? So the blue would counteract orange. Okay, so it goes like this. Orange would be here, and blue would counteract that. If you had yellow highlights, purple would counteract the yellow. If you had you don't have green. Green will be a tone to tone that red, right? So the red, if you use something with a green toner, it would make it a very neutral. Same thing with the yellow with the purple, or the orange with the blue. Yes. All right, so we would use something that had an 8 in there, but the first level would have to be the level of the hair that we lightened it to, which would be like an 8. Let's just say it was the 8. So then we'd have to look at something with green. So we'd look for an 8, 8. 8 is the level, but then we needed the 8 as the tone. So these are the levels, these are the tones. So it would be an 8, 8, right? So, or it could be an 8 dash something 8, right? Or you could use a little bit of the beige, because that's a green and a yellow. But this is important. When I heard that, I thought, oh, so if you have yellow highlights, okay, they're pretty yellow, okay, now you toned them to that at a level, let's just say the level is at, here's the tones that are underneath there too. Let's say it was at a level 9 and it had that yellow in there, okay? It's pretty yellow. And then I use, because I'm not thinking, I use something with a blue tone in there. What color is that going to make that highlight, right? Because I've heard this many, many times. People come in and say, I have green highlights. They highlighted my hair, and for some reason, my hair turned a greenish tone. Why? Because they use something with a blue toner. Does that make sense? If you use on a yellow piece of construction paper or a yellow piece of hair, blue, you're gonna get green. A greenish hue on those highlights. So what do you use if you want to counteract yellow? Purple. You're going to use purple, and it's going to make a beautiful beige. It will beige these things right out. Right? Now, this is the thing. If I have it a really light highlight and I use purple, you could actually have a purple hue. So you always want to mix neutral. I love to mix neutral in everything. So if you have some neutral and a little bit of purple, it will be gorgeous on that beautiful light hair. If you use purple with a little bit of beige on the yellow, it still will be beautiful. It'll probably make that beige actually. These two will make this color beige. But you just use less, right? And you're gonna think, you know, sometimes people say, well, how much do you use? How do you know? I want you to think, if I use more purple, would it be stronger? Would it be more dominant? Yes. If I use less purple, it'll be less dominant. Okay, so you're always thinking, how strong do you need to cover up that yellow? If it's real yellow, you gotta use more purple. If it's not that yellow, this is a little bit of a lighter yellow, then you use less purple. That's why I like to use neutral with purple though anyway. I always love to keep safe. I love being safe with color. My daughter jumps out of the box, like we work together, and my salon is Modern Techniques in Shrewsbury. And I have Coach Kimmy Hair YouTube studio, a YouTube channel, and I also have Coach Kimmy Mindset channel as well, because I feel like your mindset is so important. If you don't have a good mind, let me tell you something, life is not going to be happy and joyful for you. I love to make life happy and joyful. That's why I'm teaching you and training you. I want you to understand color so much more. So this was the lesson for today for you to understand. Okay, these are the levels. These are the underneath pigment that comes out from these levels when you try to lift hair. Okay, and then the gray percentage is how much neutral you have to use in your formula to be able to cover that gray. And here's your tones that I like to take from the color, whichever color line you're using. Look at the tones and make a little cheat sheet. Doesn't matter what color is. This one is from Wella, and it's different. Wella number 1 is gray, number 2 is green, number 3, remember the other one wasn't green. Look at this one, was a blue ash. So if you don't, you got to look at the tones of your hair color that you're doing. Okay, so 3 is the same on both of them, gold and gold. 4 is the same on both of them. 5 is the same on both of them. 6 is, okay, it's a little bit different. So this one's 4 for red, and then this line is 6, so it is a little different. And then you got 7, and then you got 8. Pearl, yeah, so it's different. So you always look at the color line of the pigments that they have for that color. Make a cheat sheet. Make your life easy and as simple as possible. I love that quote by Einstein, because he says, make your life as simple as possible, but not simpler. That means we have to get rid of all the other things and just simplify it. And it takes some time to learn how to get rid of other things so that you can simplify your life. I just want to show you a couple more of these. So look at, now let's see, this is the red line, how much red they have in there. See all that red in there? So the red, and why is this important to know? Because if you're putting this color on my hair, let's just say you were gonna take this red and put it on my hair. You gotta think, what color construction paper are you putting it on? Now this is the difference. Some of my hair is light brown, actually like a brown, right? And then of course the highlights are red. So let's just say we're gonna put that red on the whole entire hair. I would have it on a brown piece of construction paper. So you take watercolors, put red on that, and then put red on here. Which one's gonna stand out more? Of course the white paper, right? The lighter pieces are gonna grab that red on there like fire truck engine red, right? And then the brown will be a beautiful brown. So of course, I would never do that unless I wanted to go full-blown red, but I want you to understand color, okay? So you're always gonna think, how much yellow does she have in that, and how much red is in there? That's a lot of red. Now, if I wanted more copper, Then you're gonna do that. Now let's see, that's really red with a little bit of blue. Look at that color, what it made, right? So it's a red with a little bit of blue. Now if you mix red and blue together, what color do you get? You get purple, right? So that has a more wine color, but it's just a dot of that blue, a dot. That's why it's just a little, it didn't make it fully purple, but this one's purple. Okay, because look how much more blue is in there. And then here, see how much red is in there with how much blue, and that's the purple that it made it. Now look at the levels, the 5, the 4, the 3. Now this is on darker hair. Okay, a lot more red and the blue. So look at all 3 of them. So I just wanted to give you a great foundation of understanding color. And look, and I'm gonna just show you these other ones too real quick. And then these are the highlighting tones, but look at this, the white. Okay, this one is pure blue. This one's pure red. Now look at this one right here is blue with a little bit of red. This one right here is like gray, steel. Look at all that blue. A little bit of red, yellow and a little bit of red. Look at the green. Perfect equal match of blue and yellow. Super, super important. Let it just digest in your mind. I want you to like really understand construction paper and color. It's gonna help you so much become an expert color. So I'm super excited for you. Okay, now look, I'm just gonna show you the tones. Okay, here you go. Look at, now these don't have numbers. These ones have numbers. This is the lightest in the color line. And see? But now let me tell you why, even though you have all those colors in there right now, what's the difference of doing this one that has the red in there or this one? Or you find the ones that have that much in there. It's the level of the hair that's gonna change it. This is a level 11. So even though they have the same equal parts that another color does down here, it's because this is a lighter level. That's where the construction paper comes in. Black piece of paper, black, brown, 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 red, or red, brown, and then red, orange, and then orange, and then orange, yellow, and then yellow, white. Okay, that is your levels. Think of black as number 1. Think of brown as number 2. Think of brown red as number 3. Think of 4 being just red, and then red orange actually. That would be number 5 or 6. You just keep going up with the number. Do you understand? And what's the lightest one? 11. 10 or 11, depends on the color line. Okay, so like look at this one. Let me show you this just so you have an understanding, right? 880. Now this is Wella, so we could look at this and we could look what the tone was. There it is, pearl. All right, here it is, 880. And this one is, hold on, I can't see it. 81. Okay, this one in there, yeah, here we go. You want to look at that one. See, it's gray with an 8, and you're right there with pearl. So it's gray with a pearl, and look what color comes out. There you go. Makes sense, right? And then this one is, oh, this is the 8-1. This is the steel color, right? Because the gray's in there. This one just has, all right, 981. The level's 9. 8-1 is the tone. 8 has more dominant 8, and then with gray. Here you go, right there. Okay, so let's just look at a different one. This one's 07. This one's darker. That's my level is a level 6 to a 7. So if I put this color in my hair, it would turn out this color. Now look at that. So that's 081. They're using the same thing on there. They're using the 1, the gray, and the 8. That's the tones that are going in the color. All right, now let me do 5. Okay, that's a level 5. Now what level construction paper would that be? Like a brown, right? That's what they're doing on there. That would be that. And then you look at the tones that you're putting in there. You're putting a 1 and the 8, the pearl. So that's why it's so important to understand the foundation of color. So I hope that you enjoyed this class. I'm so excited for you. You're going to become a color expert, and I'm super excited to do more work with color and teaching you guys. So this is Coach Kimmy. I hope that you enjoyed this, and remember, you're enough. You've always been enough. You'll always be enough for the rest of your life, and you're a winner. You've always been a winner, and you'll always be a winner. Just remember those things. It's so important because you are important and valuable, and you matter. This is Coach Kimmy. Have a great day.